So I wanted to come to you really quickly. I've been thinking about this today, but we've been really busy, lots of things going on today, and I haven't gotten to it yet. Do you ever do that? Do you have like things on your to-do list and they just don't get done every day, right? You have to push it to the next day. Hey, Adeline, you have to push it to the next day. Maybe push it to the next day. I have been listening to some podcasts today, and I got one that, I don't know, I gotta tell you guys like 5 different things. and I can't. I gotta stay on track. So what I want you guys to do when you come on in and say hey to me, hey Lisa, please tell Jacob we said hi. Come on in, let me know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay. I know it's late. I know you guys are getting ready to go to bed, and that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. If you're watching tomorrow, hey. Hey girl, hey. Hey Kim, how are you? Okay, so I need water, y'all. I need more water. Okay, so I'm doing a hundreds challenge, and what that is I'm challenging myself to reach out and talk to 100 people, hey Brenda Grove, and share one of these with them. It could be actually one of many. I have about 7 of them that you can try. These are probably not even the ones that are on the website, but I have a link I'll show you too. Yeah, these aren't them, but these are some. Hey Brooke, how are you? So I have some of these that I'm like challenging myself to reach out to 100 people. If you've never tried these crazy things that I have on my fingers, it's free, 100% free. There's no catch or anything like that. All I'm asking is for you to fill out a link, and I'll post that below, and I'll send one directly to you. And all I'm asking is for you to try it and then take a picture of it, and then you can tag me in it. Super easy, okay? And there's about 7 different colors that you can try. Just pick which one you want, and I will share these with you. And if you know of anybody that might like it, let me know. Okay, that's my hundreds challenge. The extra, the motivational talk, hey Melissa, it's about more. So this week we have revival at church. And for those of you that know about revival, you know it's supposed to kind of motivate you and kind of make you like think differently about your perspective and how you're living, and are you doing the right things? And so I wanted to share a little bit of tonight. So I'm not going to preach to you guys, I promise, but I want to talk to you because it applies to anybody in any walk of life. And so tonight he gave us things that were more spiritual. Hey, Miss Ann. He gave us spiritual application, but I think it could be toward daily life too, okay? And that is more. Overreaching topic is more. More in things that you're doing. I know sometimes we can just add more to our plate, right? We have our calendar. Got my calendar here. And we could just add everything that we need to, add more and more and more, right? We can, if we have kids, we can do kids activities. And if we volunteer, we can do volunteer activities, and we can just keep adding all this more. And that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about whatever capacity you live in, or you work in, or you serve in, wherever you are in your life, are you doing just what's required? Hey, Aunt Sue, are you doing just what's required of you? Like maybe you're a mom, and your kids require to be fed, and you're doing that. You're feeding them. Or maybe you're a homeschool mom, and you're just teaching them. You're just doing what's required, right? Or maybe you're not really even hitting that mark. Maybe you're not even doing what's required, right? Are we stretching to go above what's required, right? That was a challenge to me. I love to serve. I love to give. I love to help. I love to breathe life into people. I love to be a blessing to others. And any chance I can do that, I love to do that. It's just something inside of me that wants to do that wants to serve. And so he talked about different levels of our life, whether it's in our employment or your business, if you're a business owner. Are you doing more? Not just what's required, the base requirement, whatever that is. Are you doing a little bit more? And spiritually, he applied that to lots of different words. I gotta get my notes. I'm not a good student. Unprofitable, and unprofitable means just doing what's required. Just doing the baseline of what's commanded of you, right? That's just being and just doing, right? And then the next one he said is a pseudo servant, which I already knew what pseudo mean. I'm like, that's fake. a fake servant. You're being a fake servant. Like, you're not really a servant. You're being false or fake. It doesn't even meet what's required. And then he said, are you being a profitable servant? Where you're going above and beyond what's required, right? And one of the key things that, if you're a believer, that's required of us is faithfulness. Being faithful to whatever task it is that you've been given. Being faithful to God if you're a believer. Being faithful, right? And then doing a little more, right? We're all required to be faithful. It's required of us to just be faithful, but doing a little more. And I just thought that was a good challenge to us today, to be a little more, right? Not to be the best, but just to do a little bit more than what you're doing, right? A little bit more than what you're doing. I think all of us, if we were honest, we could all do a little more, whatever that is. It's helping a neighbor. If it's volunteering at a school, or going to a nursing home or an assisted living home and visiting with people who don't get visited with, right? Just a little more, just a little bit more. And not that that's going to add up in some tally box in heaven, like that God's going to be like, okay, Lisa, let me check the Rolodex and see where did you help, but just the fact that like you're just doing a little more. Yeah, Miss Anna, it was a good message. Lots of good things. So that's my challenge. I have a hundreds challenge that I'm doing for myself, but I challenge you today to do just a little more. It doesn't have to be major more. I remember in the military, I signed up to be a cop in the military, and that's not common because that career field is undermanned. I didn't know that at the time. It's undermanned. It's a hard job. You got to carry lots of gear, and you got to be a marksman on the weapons. You have to be able to shoot well, and you have to be able to carry the weapons and stuff. You have to think on your feet. You have to work long hours. You have to, it can just be a tough job. It just really can. And the normal, like, everyday person may not be able to hack it, right? So a lot of people got washed out of our career field, or got in trouble and got kicked out. But what I tell you this is, I remember a leader once, he said, I want to say it was in like tech school. So like way in the beginning of our training. And he said, I think they were pitching us AFSA, the Air Force Sergeants Association. I think that's what they were doing, but which is a great organization. If you're in the military, you should definitely be part of it. I don't care if you're an officer or an enlisted. The Air Force Sergeants Association is amazing. So, hey Amy, hey Angela. So he always said, if you just raise the bar just a little bit higher, if you just do a little bit more, because I was, for those of you that just joined, I was a cop in the Air Force, and this leader, he said, just do a little bit more than what everybody else is doing, and you'll fly. You'll excel past your peers. And he said, that's just a tip that I'll give you. If you want to excel past your peers, just do a little bit more than what the person to your right or the person to your left is. Not that you're cutting them down, whacking them, as you're going, but just a little bit more. Raise the bar a little bit more, do a little bit more, stay a little bit later, clean your weapon a little bit longer, volunteer a little bit more, take the list of duty roster, whatever it is, the little extra things. Do a little bit more, do a little bit more, just a little bit. It's not asking you to take your last breath. It's not asking you to donate more blood than you have. It's just a little bit more. You just do a little bit more. So that's my challenge to you. Do just a little bit more. Raise the bar just a little bit higher, wherever that is in your area. If you're in a circle where you have children that you work with, a little bit higher. Just do a little bit more. If you work in the church or you're part of the church, just do a little bit more. What are you doing now? What could you do a little bit more of, a little bit different? That's my challenge to you today. A little bit more. Not fill your calendar full to where you can't meet your obligations. Not keep saying yes to everything so that your best yes is going to be a no and you can't do that. But just a little bit more. A little bit more of whatever it is that you're doing to be a servant, to be a blessing to others. You don't want to be a fake servant. You can always smell a fake servant. You could just smell it. You could just they just are found out. You could just tell a fake servant. An unprofitable servant, well, you want to be profitable, but an unprofitable servant is just meeting the requirement, just doing what's required, just doing that thing that's required of you, whether it's in your job or your volunteer work or your life or your family. But if you are a profitable servant, you're one who does a little bit more, just raises that bar a little bit higher. So that's my Motivational Monday for you. I hope that you have a great day. If you need anything or you need to chat, just reach out. I'm here for you, okay? I hope you guys have a good one. Bye, guys.